Welcome back to 80K Aquatics, and today we have part 2 of the tour of the Detroit Zoo with all the other animals that I didn't cover last time. And starting right off the bat, we have the vulture enclosure with some turkey vultures. And over here, the vultures again. Eagles right here. These are eagles that were injured and cannot fly anymore. That is why the zoo has taken them in. Here's a picture of one of them, in case you couldn't see it. And now here we have the wolverine enclosure. Look at it, it's playing with like some bone or something. It's like a dog playing with a cute toy. And now we have these really cool looking anteaters. Their noses are like 2 feet long or something crazy. And they have these really weird bushy tails. They look like aliens. And there's a bunch of peahens in their enclosure with them, female peacocks. And they just look so alien and so funny. Here's one knocking on the door with his nose. And these guys are actually pretty big. They're like 6 feet long. Pretty big animals. Here we have some white storks. Right here. There's a picture of them. Up close, you can see their orange beaks. And here we have a bison. Or a buffalo, whatever you want to call them. And here we have a bunch of prairie dogs. These guys are so funny and cute. How half of them are eating and then the other half are standing guard, and they all dart into their holes if they get frightened. These guys make some pretty funny chirping noises too. They just got spooked there, that's why they all jumped. These are a type of ground squirrel, these prairie dogs. And here's a wolf resting on the grass. And here's the grizzly bear in its pool, swimming around. So funny. This guy's so funny. He's like pretending to be a fountain back there with his head straight up in the air. Now he's swimming back to the shore or something. Oh, he's playing with the plastic chew toy thingy. He's coming out of the water into his full glory. Now we have another bear, the polar bear, the biggest bear in the world. Lives in the Arctic climates, as you know, probably. That's why it's called the polar bear. Walking over slowly towards his pool. Here it comes. Looking right at us. Going towards its pool. Now we have the giraffe enclosure with 3 giraffes in here. There's 2 smaller ones and then 1 really large one in the back. I've circled all of them so that you can see them clearly. Here's one of the giraffes. Oh, good shot of it. Eating some leaves off a tree. Here's the rhinoceroses. Just moving around, grazing on some grass. I think the zoo staff needs to put more grass in their enclosure. It looks like they've pretty much eaten it all. Now you have the wild boars rooting around in the dirt, in the leaves, trying to find some food. Here's another one right in front of that tree next to the fence. Here's the zebras laying in the shade because, well, it wasn't even that hot when we went. I don't know why they're laying in the shade. Here's some like antelope type animals. Not sure what they're called. Here's an ostrich, tallest bird in the world, huge. Here's some flamingos. Here you have some monkeys. There's some kind of macaques. Here's some more, all walking down the hill together in a group. That one's stopping to sit there for some reason. Here comes another one, and a baby. This baby monkey was born in June this year. Look at that baby monkey sitting with the adult. Super cute. Here's some other monkeys sitting on the little cliff face thingy. Here's one walking towards the group. These monkeys look really cool with their like pink faces. There's one sitting there and on the cliff, and then there's another sleeping. Here's the ring-tailed lemurs. I think that's what they're called. That one's sitting in that tree over there. That one's sitting right next to the glass, pretty close to the glass. It's cool how they walk with their tails straight up in the air. It's funny. They're just sitting in the sun. This one's sitting in the tree right next to the glass, looking at the people. And here, this one is sitting down in the sun right next to the glass. It's pretty funny. Just sitting there with his hands in his lap. Here's another angle of them. Can't really see it very well. You can only see one with his tail straight up in the air. Here's a gorilla walking around his enclosure. Silverback gorilla. I'm pretty sure this is a male. Here's the lions. A lioness. Right there, sitting next to the glass. Got a good view of her. And here we have the tiger enclosure. There's apparently 3 tigers in this enclosure, but we could only see 2. There's one walking around the back of the enclosure right there, and then the other one is sitting in the shade. You can see that one moving around back there. walking towards the other one. You can see the tiger walking into the light, looking super majestic, like walking into like a spotlight almost. Walking over super slowly to the shade. You can see the other tiger there, laying down next to the tree to the right. The other tiger's walking over to him and promptly lies down in the shade. Here's a slightly better view of the tiger that's laying down. You can kind of see him over the shelter cave thing, but he's hard to see, so he's blending in and he's laying down. I circle him for you, so maybe you could get a better view if you couldn't see it before. But yeah, that's the tigers. And this isn't an enclosure, but it's these free-roaming peacocks that they have all around the zoo, which is really funny because they just go all over the place and they just eat people's food and stuff. And here were 3 peacocks that were completely fine around us. They were looking for extra crumbs. And here is the red panda. It is in the tree. You can see that splotch of red in the trees. Not moving, just sleeping in the trees. And they said the red panda exhibit was closed, but they were there, which was super weird, so I don't know what that's about, but I circled it in case you couldn't spot it last time. And here we have the camels. They have 5 camels. They're the 2-hump camels. I'm not sure what the actual name for them is. They're all eating the grass. There's a bunch of Canada geese in their enclosure too, which is funny. Their tails are all flicking back and forth to get the flies away, probably. I've noticed that most of the animals are more active than when we usually go because it was a bit chillier. So the animals aren't just laying in the shade for most of the day. You can see the other camels over there. Here is the last animal on the tour. It's the otters. You can see him back there doing something. Maybe cleaning his fur. And now he's in the water. You can see him going down. Going under the water just now. I couldn't get any footage of him under the water because it was too crowded up next to the glass. But there he is scratching his head, opening his mouth, being super cute and funny. This is really funny. I don't know what he's doing. Okay, now he is... He's rooting around in the leaves looking for food or something, I'm not sure. He's just walking around the enclosure. Oh, shook his head. Must be cold or something. Trying to get the water off of him. These guys look really cute and funny. Going back towards his cave hide thingy. And that is the end of the tour. Thank you for coming along with me on the Detroit Zoo tour. And thank you for watching until the end of this video. See you in the next one.